I'm Felina.
And I'm Summer.
And you are listening to Broken Broken.
Because we're both.
The podcast about living your best life by getting real. This is Felina.
And this is Summer.
And welcome to Broken Broken. Today we have my friend Elly with us. I'm like drawing a blank. I can't even remember your last name right now. What's your last name again? And you don't have to tell.
McDonald.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming on. I know Elly, it's kind of funny. I think I knew you like virtually before I knew you in person.
Yeah.
But it was super sweet. I don't think I've ever told you this, actually. No, it's a good thing. Yeah, no, I was actually, when we were doing our last episode, I was thinking about my relationship with my ex, because yesterday marks a year since I broke up with him. Mm-hmm. And he was, mentally abusive, not really physically abusive, but for once. But, I mean, he was just a sociopath. And I talked about that a lot. Like, I was obviously struggling with that, and I was open about it on social media. Mm-hmm. And you were really supportive. Aww. And I recognized that. Like, mm-hmm. I was like, I like this Elly person. I think I maybe had met you once.
Probably.
I don't even know. Actually, I don't even know if I had.
Did we just add each other?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Because I did that. Like, I was doing my music thing, and I'd be like, oh, anybody at the Bonner, or whatever. Like, I would kind of, if I was going to play somewhere, I'd look and see who else had been there. And I'm like, psycho about that. Anyway. But no, whenever I was going through that, you chimed in, and you, like, obviously had been through your own stuff, and you could, like, without saying a whole lot, like, made me feel less alone.
Aww. So,
because at that time, I don't know why, like, I didn't talk to it. I guess I did talk to people in person, but I wanted to talk about it openly. Mm-hmm. Like, because I thought maybe somebody else might be going through their shit too.
Well, yeah.
So, I mean, having you on here today, like, that, the reason that I wanted to ask you to do this was because I knew that you had been through something too. Mm-hmm. And if you wanted, I wanted to give you the opportunity to talk about it and maybe help somebody else feel less alone. So, I mean, that's why we're here today.
Well, that's a good reason.
So, maybe if I just ask, like, whenever, like, do you remember commenting or things that I posted at all, or is that...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not, like, super well, but...
Sure, like, maybe not specifically, but just, like, it was obvious I was...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what, like, I'm curious, what did you think that I was going through? Like, what part of it did you relate to that made you go, oh, yeah, I get that?
Like, part of the abuse, or...
Like, how, like, what was it that I was saying that made you, like, I don't know if I'm asking this. Does this make sense, what I'm trying to say?
What was it that made you go ahead and reach out and comment to her?
Like, what made post, it relatable to you? Like, what happened?
That resonated with you?
Oh, I mean, I think even Celia mentioned that you and I had gotten out of, because it's almost a year that I left my abusive relationship, so I was, like, kind of in the same spot, and you were just saying exactly what I was feeling, and I was like, oh, man.
So your timeline's kind of
matched
too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Like, mid-February kind of is when I started to, like, actually, and then it,
finally dissolved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the same with mine, too. So, did you, how long were you with the guy that was abusive?
For a year, on and off and on and off and on and off.
Mm-hmm. A lot of back and forth.
So much.
Yeah. No, I know how that goes. And I mean, what was his particular? My ex's flavor of abuse was gaslighting a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gaslighting, and then some body shaming.
Really?
Like, it was just, there was so much.
Oh my god. Ugh. Yeah. And something that I struggle with is what I've realized I've been struggling with. I didn't even realize it at first, but a recent relationship with a man in my life who's not a romantic relationship, but has made me realize that I, like, really have had some resentment towards men in general.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I mean, and it's not fair to be so generalized about it, I guess. I mean, I'm, like, trying to see the other perspective, but, like, yeah, I feel like the guys who actually get it don't care that you know, they're like, yeah, we're the worst. Like,
yeah, exactly. And then you're like, oh, you're actually kind of the best. Thank you.
Yeah, those guys are the best.
Yes, they are.
I think that's why the Bonnet's such a great place to hang out because it feels really safe.
That's like the one place that I started going where I felt safe because I've been going there for a while, and Michelle and Tanner didn't really know me, but my ex would go in there and then they found out that what had happened, not even like a big explanation, like Whit said something, they're like, well, I guess he's banned. And I was like, oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes.
Wish more people had that sort of
reaction. I do too.
Instead of trying to explain it away or make excuses.
I do too. You know, I had the opposite experience happen because my ex and I had a particular bar we hung out at all the time in Oklahoma City, and it's still one of my favorite bars. But like one of the last times I went there, like after he moved, because like he gaslit me into hanging on to a relationship where he supposedly wasn't cheating on me for an entire year while he lived in Colorado. So yeah, which he didn't really have to move there. He just, you know, whatever. Anyway, where was I going with this? Damn it. Did not get
him
stoned.
showing up at the bar.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it had the opposite experience. So he showed up in town, and he was such a psycho that he would like take his new girlfriend and like place her in the same bar stool that I would always sit in, and he sat in his bar stool. He was still wearing a necklace that I had given him. Like, it's just weird. He like kept trinkets from his past relationships because when we were together he had a ring that he would never take off from another girl. Isn't that crazy?
The trophy collection is creepy, and women, when you're finding out your men do this, get the fuck away from them.
Right. Well, and you know, he had an explanation for everything, and was so masterful at turning it around on me and making me seem like a crazy ass person for being like, why the fuck are you wearing a ring that your high school girlfriend gave you? Like, take that shit off.
Like, keeping things is one thing, you know. I mean, we all have stuff. I mean, because, you know, you're grown and you live your life.
But like wearing it every fucking day.
Then it crosses over into that trophy collection.
Well, and it makes
my friend found a collection. She's going to hate me if she hears this. I hope she doesn't ever listen. A collection of toothbrushes in her.
You told me about this.
In her man's
offline.
Yes. Like I think it was the guest bathroom or whatever, in the cabinet. He had, but it's not just. And his excuse was, oh, when they stop coming around, I just throw them down there. They were all collected in a jar, labeled with their names on them in Sharpie in his handwriting. There was like, and her focus was on completely the wrong thing. She's like, that's a lot of fucking women. I'm like, I don't care how many women he fucked.
He kept
this is trophy collection.
Yeah.
I even said, I'm like, I seriously, Google sexual trophy collection. It's like, this is serial killer shit. Like, this is how women disappear. I said, do you even know if those women are alive? She stopped talking to me for a few days because she didn't want to hear it, because I'm like, nope, I will not move on this. That is not okay.
No, you're right. And if somebody would have intervened, but you know, I didn't tell people the weird shit because he made me feel bad about him, and in a way I was secretive about it because I blamed myself.
Yeah.
So I wasn't saying anything to my friends about the weird shit that he was, you know, trying to do to me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the collection, like wearing old shit. I feel sorry for his new girlfriend. I mean, she tried to stand up for him online because I blasted him online about a year ago. Mm-hmm. And she tried to defend him, but yet I see pictures of him that are recent with them together. And he's wearing this necklace I gave him. And it's not just a regular necklace. Like, it was it's called like the love tone, and like it has a whistle, and when you blow it, it's like the megahertz that is like the most calming. Symbolic. Yeah, it was really symbolic. Like, it was a meaningful gift. You know, I think it's to prove that he was once loved. I think it's that sad. Like, I don't think he knows how to experience love, and so he mimics it. He's a sociopath.
Well, probably,
I think
he can't experience that.
He can't feel it, but he wants to know that he's been loved. And, like, it's trophies.
Right, because that feeds the ego.
Right, yeah. No, but, you know, his new girlfriend, like, she defended him. But I'm like, you're walking around, and I guarantee you she's asked about that necklace. Mm-hmm. And he explained it away and made her feel bad for even asking.
Yeah.
You know? And I did some light stalking. if you will. And the really sad part was that in almost all of her posts, she would hashtag things like, he puts up with me. Or,
you told me about that. Yeah.
Did I? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's
that's
like,
a sign of huge gaslighting.
Oh, yeah, there. Because I was doing this, she's taking the blame.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. And she's not, well, according to him, she wasn't as smart as I was. So, who knows what's true or not. But, like, I just hope the poor girl figures it out sooner than later. Before they procreate. That man does not need to have children.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm guilty of having a child with a man like that, and I feel like I should apologize to my son every single day for giving him a life with a father like that.
Yeah. Have you checked up on your ex at all, or has it been healthier for you? I found it healthy for me to actually check in.
The first part of like getting away from him, I would check in. But part of it was just like me being afraid if he was like, I'm going to this place, so I could be like, I'm not going to that place.
Right. Yeah.
But then I had to just like totally block him because he kept messaging me and liking all my pictures and stuff, just trying to upset me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
reactions.
I haven't really, but I have friends that do check, even that aren't Facebook friends with him, if we're going to like a venue, and they'll tell me, so that's nice.
Yeah. That is really nice. That's really nice. I guess I would have to deal with that if he still lived here. Yeah. It was a huge blessing that he moved to Colorado. I was really happy about that.
So have you accidentally run into him unexpectedly?
Yeah.
How hard is that?
It was awful.
How has that gone?
Well, the first time I like played tough and was like, don't touch me, and then went out and cried, but because he just walked up to me at like a show and like started rubbing my back, and I was like, yeah.
I'm sorry,
no,
what?
Yeah, no.
No.
Fuck you.
Yeah. And then he did some weird things a few more times, but the last time I saw him, I was actually really proud because he was walking with one of my former friends now, but and he saw me and he was like, hey, and I was like as far as that couch driving because they were on the side of the street, and I just did this, like I could have been like, fuck you,
yes,
but I just kept driving, didn't even look at him.
Yes, I never finished why I was not happy about the bar thing, but that reminded me that the first time I ran into my ex, he had come back to Colorado and I was sitting there, and the bar owner knew, like, and I told him the story, and one of the other bartenders knew, and like he went over there and just chatted it up with them like buddies, because he would like knew his girlfriend, his new girlfriend, and they were friends. And I'm like, okie doke. So haven't really wanted to go back there.
That sucks.
Yeah. But the last time I saw him, I think I told you the story. And I walked out and I never even acknowledged his existence.
You felt great.
Felt fucking fantastic. Yeah. So that driving away in the car, like, he knows you hurt him.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't give him the attention, which is what they want. It's all about getting the right kind of attention when they want it. Because they're in their own little selfish worlds. That's where they live.
Selfish world. It's a horrible planet.
Yeah. Horrible planet. But Selfish World, maybe not a bad band name.
Damn, my phone's all over there, right? I'll have to just remember it.
Yeah. Well, we'll have it recorded.
It's
podcast. It's memorialized.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I decided the other day Accidentally Crossfaded was a good band name.
Crossfaded?
Accidentally Crossfaded.
Oh,
because that's what I was in that moment, and it was hilarious.
I like it.
It was hilarious at that moment.
Elly has an impressive list of band names potential
pretty good.
That are hilarious.
Right.
And outlandish.
It's way too long though.
But it's so fun. It's like really a list of memories, because like whenever you bring them up, everybody's like, oh yeah, that's what we were doing when that one came.
It's all like organic. Like someone will be like, I'm trying to think of one now. I can't remember any of them.
There was like some with possums. There was
possums.
Yeah. Oh, I love possums.
It's always a good time when you have a possum.
There were so many great ones. Some about vomit.
Oh, okay. There was one where Whit and I were talking about how women will sell their underwear, and we were like, oh, that's fine. And then we went on to like breast milk.
Oh,
then maybe the breast pump. And he was like, what would you do if you got a moldy breast pump? And I was like, moldy breast pump. Band name. So whenever someone says that, he's like, yeah. And then I was like, maybe some people are into moldy breast pumps.
You don't know.
You don't.
You don't know. You don't shame them. That's their choice.
Yeah, they're paying for it. Like,
Whatever makes them
someone's
happy.
making money.
That's right. Yeah. Well, getting comfortable with yourself,
Yeah.
is like super important though. And like I love the whole attitude of all of you. Like you guys have been so great because I don't get to hang out as much. But when I do, like, I feel super like comfortable being my complete self.
Yeah.
Like,
you should.
Just open and goofy and happy and weird and like there's nothing like if I walked in and like if I was having a super bad day and just like something really bad happened and I needed to cry, like I would go there and know that somebody would take care of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like if I walked in and was like, hey, my cat died or whatever, like someone will hug me and buy me a beer.
Yeah.
Like,
multiple people will probably hug you.
Yeah.
Even a stranger, he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's such a great place. And but it's the people. Like
It is, yeah.
It's all the people that make it great. So, but yeah, it's been a really nice thing for me because I like broke up with my band too at the end of December, early January. And, that was a whole nother thing. And, just was serendipitous that I landed exactly where I needed to be.
Yeah. Where you belong.
Yeah, and meeting all of you guys has been really great and healing. And
We love you.
I love you. I do. I think you guys are all the sweetest. And listen to me complain and whine. Be stupid. Listen to my music and are encouraging.
It's good music.
Aw, thank you. Well, you are also quite an artist. I mean, your drawings and creativity, like your brain is so creative.
Oh, thanks.
I love all of your sketches.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. No,
She sounds so surprised.
no, like you're brilliantly creative. Like, yeah, no, absolutely. You don't know this about yourself?
No.
Dude. Like nobody else has a list of 80 band names that are crazy creative and like drawings of the Fish Sisters.
Well, the Fish Sisters, yeah.
I mean, that was awesome. I'm like, can you design me a t-shirt?
Oh God. Maybe.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It's got to come about organically though, or else I won't have.
Yeah. I like it. Well, you just draw for fun then. Yeah.
I'm a doodler.
Doodle.
Why do I keep doing weird voices?
I don't know.
I always do. No, I think I always do.
Well,
Maybe
I
you have a
do
future as a voice actor.
You do always do funny voices.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody at the Bonnet, it's like walking into a skit of Saturday Night Live.
It is.
It really is. I mean, like you're speaking your own language. We were talking about this last night. Like, because all the words are English language, but like the way they're being strung together makes no sense to an outsider. But after a while, you kind of get sucked into the
You pick up
the weirdness,
the language, yeah,
to the world, and then it starts making sense, and you start adding to the weirdness,
and then it's too late for you.
Yeah, and then
there's no turning back.
No turning back.
Yeah, because there's all this rule making of like the new language of what things mean. It's great,
And you are officially part of the cult.
Yeah.
I feel like this could be turned into a board game, like just that whole interaction.
Yeah.
Game.
Because there is like a social contract, like there's rules that everybody kind of plays by, where you have to go into the realm of possibility.
Possibility. That's a kind word. Yeah.
Where anything is possible.
Yeah.
Any weird thing is possible. I don't know. But it's fun because it's creative.
It is fun.
It's not, I don't know. For me, like a 50-50, like I like to talk about my feelings and problems and things, but after a while, like I just want to spend my time being creative and doing something else to help me heal. Yeah. And even something silly like that is a creative outlet.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely a creative outlet. Everybody's got to have one, man. I don't understand people who don't. I mean, they're not well balanced.
No.
They're sociopaths.
They don't need one because they don't have feelings or souls. It's fine.
I didn't realize it'd been a year for you too.
Yeah.
That's
around
crazy.
that time.
Yeah, mine was more of like a Band-Aid pulling off.
Mm-hmm.
I knew how he was going to be, so I sent him all his shit back and blocked him on absolutely everything, and he couldn't contact me, period.
That's
End of
awesome.
story.
That's always my recommendation.
And then,
Do it all at
yeah,
once.
it was just, I ripped it like a
Because
Band-Aid.
if you start talking to them, they suck you back in,
Yeah.
and you get in that
Yeah.
circle again.
That happened so many times.
Yeah. One of the things I felt shameful about was missing him. Because I knew how bad he was for me, but I still missed his physical presence.
Mm-hmm.
That was...
No, I went through that too, like laying in bed alone and just being like,
You're a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
But I missed the piece of garbage.
I'm cold.
You were my favorite piece of garbage,
Yeah.
and now you're gone.
Yeah. Well, that's like the hardest lesson, I think, though, is like getting to that point where you have to like put yourself first and not just like cave to your habitual energy and like cave to what feels, because change is scary, you know, and like women stay in abusive relationships because they know their enemy, you know, like they know what they're in.
Yeah.
The familiar.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
familiar, and they're
Yes.
afraid of the change. They're afraid. I can't remember the name of the syndrome, but where you get like attached to your captor.
Stockholm?
Yes,
That's the
thank you. It's almost like that.
Yeah.
You know, where you know it's so bad for you,
Mhm.
and you could leave, but you don't.
Mm-hmm. Because then what?
Yeah, but I'm here to tell you that there's so much more.
Oh, yeah.
After you walk
Absolutely.
away,
Mhm.
and you get stronger. I mean, I was just thinking about this yesterday. Was exactly 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even realize it until like 1 a.m. when I was like drunk and on stage and singing the
One
song.
time.
Well, I sang backside. I was like, this
Oh,
song
they
for
hit
you,
you?
motherfucker.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't think I realized I don't need to be angry anymore. Like, I think I'm done being angry.
I am too.
Yeah. That's been difficult for me. And I've been projecting my anger onto like my male friends.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who actually had no ill intent.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was like going from one extreme to the other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you do any of that? I feel like I project all my shit.
Well,
And I push people away.
I push people away for sure.
Yeah.
Like, so quickly. I like, made a really good friend because, like, we were talking about it, and we talk about books all the time, and then I was just, like, I would just get blackout, like, almost every night, and then, like, we'd be having this great conversation, and then I'd say something, and it would just be crazy, and then one day he'd just stop replying, and I was like, man. Yeah. That was,
Yeah.
like, the most reckless.
Yeah, you test people's staying power, right?
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
I'm
'Cause
a
like,
total piece of shit, fuck up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then you're like, but are you still here?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Got you.
Yep.
Oh wow, this
Right.
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, we probably both have abandonment issues then.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what I know mine are
Right.
stemmed from.
So you get in that dysfunctional pattern.
Yeah. So like, who abandoned you? Do you know that's caused the problems? I know it was my mom.
I don't know. It was more like emotional, but probably my dad.
Like emotional abandonment. That's just
Yeah.
as bad. Yeah.
But it kind of sucked that he was always there after that, physically, because he'd been like, and that's probably it. I never really thought about it before though.
Yeah, my dad was present but emotionally absent, and my mom was physically absent.
Yeah.
I just grew up with my dad, and I got boobs, and he stopped talking to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if that was around the same time your dad. Were you ever close with your dad, or was he always?
I remember, like, when I was a child, being close and looking up to him and, like, making tree forts, and then I got older, and then just, like, he just, I don't know, got real mean.
Yeah. That sucks.
Yeah.
Do you have a relationship with him now?
I haven't talked to him in, like, 6 months.
Yeah, I understand. I haven't talked to my dad in a while. You know, we've gone back and forth on having an okay relationship.
Yeah.
But it's at the end of the day, it's inauthentic, which is why I struggle with it. Even though out of respect or whatever, like he's my father and he's my only living parent. Like I need to see him, and he did take care of me, and I guess I should owe
That
him.
sense of obligation.
Yeah, there is a sense, and I love him. I mean, he's my father, but yeah, like it's just having to play the game and not be who I really am, and him just being a fucking Trump supporter
Yeah.
alone. Like it's just like ugh, no. I don't want to be around you.
Yep.
I was thinking when I went to Guyman, maybe you'll relate to this, that I realized my dad gaslighted me a lot growing up. He lied a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He made up shit. And I wanted to believe the truth that he was selling me.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized when I was in Guyman that I had allowed that to repeat in my relationship. And that's why I was allowing men to treat me like shit and lie to me. Like, I knew better, but I had been trained my whole life that this is what men do. And my dad, always blamed everything on me. If there was any sort of conflict, he took his rage out on me.
Yeah.
He didn't hit me, but I mean, he one time wrapped a telephone cord around his neck and threatened to kill himself in front of me. Because I wouldn't stop crying. Because I was upset about something and he didn't know how to handle it. And it was too hard for him to be a dad. So. Yeah. And now I'm a parent and I've been a bitch to my daughter. Like, I have yelled at her unnecessarily and harshly in ways that are unforgivable in my eyes. But I have to forgive myself and move forward. The difference between my dad and me is that I apologize to my daughter.
Yep.
I know you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
You fuck up, you apologize, you own it, you grow.
Right, and you try not to do that anymore. You don't just blame it on them, and my father to this day will be like, well, if you hadn't been that way, I wouldn't have hit you, and I'm like, thanks, Dad.
But that's the kind
I only
of
hit you because I love you.
Shit. Right.
We had an argument about that here.
Like, that's what sets us up to accept men to treat us that way.
Exactly, that's what I said. I said, do you have any idea what you're teaching a little girl when you're like, I only hit you because I love you? And I'm like, thank God I have never allowed another man to love me like that since.
Or even when, there are little girls and they say it's a crush or whatever. He's only picking on you and hitting you because he likes you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That shit bothers me.
What a damaging message.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, yeah. No, I'm like, no.
Nope.
No. My daughter, she's gone to the extreme to where she won't even shake a man's hand.
Hell yeah.
She'll pound it, but that's the extent. Men offer her hand, she's just like, no. And she knows that I'm totally cool with her setting whatever boundaries she wants to set, so she does. She doesn't want to be touched.
Her.
And so, she's gotten to doing that. I'm like, at least say hi. You have to at least talk.
She looks cooler, though. She just fist bumps him.
Right? You're right. Maybe we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a year. Do you feel stronger? I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. 1,000 times.
Can you imagine, think about, the day after, or, the day of, and then, think about how shitty you felt still the day after. Mm-hmm. But, the progression of time, really does help.
Oh, yeah.
It's, if you'll face your shit, the only way to get through it faster is to, go in deeper. Mm-hmm. Just, go into it, feel it all.
Yep, that's what I did.
Yeah, me too. I took it out in my art and my friends and whatever. Yeah, I found out who my real friends were.
Oh, me
in the
too.
Process.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, people you think are really your friends really aren't.
Nope. Not when you really need them.
Right, yeah. Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. I had a friend who just she thought that I was asking too much of my friends for their emotional support. I was leaning too much on them and I just needed to go to therapy and lean on someone else. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I probably do need to go to therapy. And I did go for a while and I stopped and maybe I should have gone back, whatever. But that's my fucking choice. You don't get to judge me for that or say that to me. And you certainly don't get to stop being my friend.
Yeah.
You show yourself when you do that. Mm-hmm. You showed yourself by not being my friend anymore because you abandoned me. Yeah. Yeah, so fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sayonara.
Peace.
Yeah, no, that sucks that you had that, but it's kind of nice, right? To know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me.
No,
it's been good. Well, I'm glad you feel stronger. You seem stronger.
Oh, thanks.
Happier.
I'm getting pretty buff now.
Even from the last I've only been hanging out since January, really, pretty regularly, and even just since then, you seem like you've been happier.
I have.
And lighter.
Mm-hmm. I have definitely been both.
Yeah. Even since you came over here for the ladies' jam.
Oh.
That wasn't that long ago.
Well, making more friends, even more than I had, And...
Yeah. Well, I consider you a friend. I'm really,
Whoa. whoa. It's a little soon.
It's like boundaries.
No, I consider you. Yeah, sorry.
Whatever. No, I'm being cheesy and you're making fun of me. It's perfect.
So what's your philosophy on relationships now? Ready to have 2 or 3?
Yeah, where are you at?
I'm just kidding.
Wanting to date, not date, don't give a shit.
I'm single. And I'm not really wanting to date, but I feel happier than I ever was with anyone.
Right.
That's
And
wonderful.
I'm not looking for anything, and I'm
Right.
just,
I think that's a sign of good healing.
Yeah.
It's always
Yeah.
dangerous when people start jumping into relationships.
I tried to do that right after.
Yeah.
I immediately was like, I'm gonna get laid. Let me get on Tinder.
Well, it's
Let
the
me prove
diversion.
my self-worth.
Yeah. Right.
I'm gonna make sure another man still wants me, like a dumbass, you know? And then I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm not doing that again.
Well, and it helps you avoid the actual issues too, right? Because you're distracted.
Well,
And
also,
you're
I
getting
was just like,
you're getting
wanting to get laid.
Right.
You're
You're getting the
palate
emotional
cleanse.
feedback you want, and you're getting your physical needs met, and you can ignore the actual problem.
Yes, it was totally a coping mechanism, and I
Yes.
couldn't do it anymore. Something clicked in me in January. I was bitching about on the last podcast about not getting laid in a very long time, but it's honestly been my choice. Like,
I could walk outside and be like, I have a vagina. I'm like,
right?
Oh yeah, men show up.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Like random old flings will just send me dick pics.
yeah.
I'm like, why?
Is there ever an expiration date on that? Do they
I don't
ever
know.
stop?
I'm
Because
like, what if
think
I had a boyfriend now? What
They
if
don't
I
care.
was married now?
They
Like
don't
it's been
care.
4 years. Like
I know,
don't
they
need
just
your
show
dick.
up
Yeah.
years later, and I'm just like, what?
The
What if like
audacity.
you have children? One of us playing with the phone.
I know. Yeah. No,
Ugh.
just randomly gonna. Yeah, I don't want to date either. It feels good to like yourself, right?
Yeah, but I also, I mean, like I'm not. I feel very, very loved.
That's wonderful.
You
Yeah.
are.
But there's nothing like weird, like commitment-y or like, I mean, even romantically loved right now. But it's not like jumping into anything. It's just like, it's like the best.
See, that's
Oh,
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I prefer.
Mhm.
I'm like, I don't need to own somebody. Or
Exactly.
Be
Yes.
owned. I
Exactly.
can be loved, and I can love them. And
Exactly.
we can still have our own lives.
Mhm.
And we
Yes.
have to. And
Yes.
I don't know that I'll ever be willing to do a monogamous cohabitating relationship again because this is so wonderful to be in that space of, you
Mhm.
know, 2 grown-ass adults who don't have to.
Yeah, we love each other,
That's-
but we're not
that's-
like, let's get married, have some kids, buy a house, or
Right. No.
Let
Yeah.
me brand
You're
you.
mine.
Let me brand you real
yeah,
quick.
let's get tattoos.
Yeah. No, I find myself sometimes going back into the mindset of that, and I'm like, it's not what I want.
I think it's because
I'm
we're
miserable that
conditioned.
way.
We're conditioned that that's what you're supposed to do from the moment we're born.
Yeah.
That anything less than that is something
And it's
awful
really
or
funny,
incomplete, which
like,
is ridiculous.
One of
but-
the funny things about online dating is that like men like just immediately assume that women are going to be wanting commitment.
Yes.
And so like their first thing is like, I'm not looking for anything serious. And like sometimes they're just looking for sex, but a lot of times they're just trying to avoid that and they don't know how
Yeah.
to communicate.
It's like, me neither,
Right.
dude.
yeah, I'm like,
They're
hold
like-
your presumptions, please.
Right.
It's
Like,
3 a.m.
Because
Come on.
they think every woman's ready to rent a courthouse.
Yeah.
Within the first week.
It's ridiculous. I have recently started online dating again because
Really?
I discovered a new app.
I don't know this
It's
one.
different.
How
I don't
is it-
even know why
how
I'm
is it
doing it
different?
because I don't like. I'm just like waiting for somebody to like take an interest in me and then they can pursue me. If they're interesting, I might entertain it. Like I'm just
That's
kind
how
of.
I always did it.
I like
would
window
not-
shopping.
Yeah, I would.
They're
not
window
message
shopping.
first.
Mhm.
We'll see who's gonna like actually like who actually piques my interest. It's window shopping.
Window
It
shopping.
is. Yeah. I'm just like, what's the market like today? You know.
Mhm.
We'll see.
Usually disappointing.
Usually disappointing. But the way it connects is different than Tinder or Bumble. Like you don't like match like immediately. Like
Okay.
you like people. Like you go through people and like you can like anything on their profile, like a photo, something that they've answered, whatever.
Okay.
And you can like that. And then they will be notified that you like whatever it is that they said. But you have to like someone in order for them to. It's basically like an invitation for them to start a conversation.
Mhm.
And so
So it's like Facebook.
Well, you don't have
men
to
have
list of
tried
friends.
that with
though.
me on Facebook. They'll
Yeah,
be liking
fucking
shit to
Facebook.
try to get my attention, and I'm
I
like,
hate that shit
you
too.
just block.
Oh my god, I have like a list of like 200 men that I need to just delete them, but like I've not approved their friend requests.
Oh, I do that all the time because if you delete the request, then they can send another one.
Right.
But if you
yeah.
just,
So
leave,
just
if you just
open.
leave them hanging,
Oh.
then they can't contact you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you like their post or picture or whatever, and then they can respond to you with either, like they can say, actually I think they have to send you an invitation to respond back to them. Like it's really non-intrusive, you know?
It's like an introvert.
Yeah, like it's kind of like there's a lot of like steps
can't
before
get
you
through.
actually engage into a conversation. You don't just get like swipe somebody and then somebody can hit you up the next minute. Like
Interesting.
there
Okay.
has to be like a secondary, like maybe you just like that photo but you didn't really want to talk to that person.
That's cool.
You know, I actually kind of like it, and I found the quality. There's no like, for me, a long distance relationship would actually be kind of great. Like, that's why my ex and I stayed together for so long, is because I actually liked the arrangement because I'm so busy, but I could like carve out time for him, and then I could be about us. You know, like I like that because I can just manage my life better.
Yeah.
Right, because they're
and
not in
there's
your business every
yeah,
day.
and it like reaches as far as like Tulsa, and like it's not just Tulsa. It's not just the region either. Like you can go a little farther, which I think is kind of cool
That is cool.
because there's, I mean, the market here.
Norman's small.
It's small. Yeah, Oklahoma City is small.
Yeah.
Like this, I've been there, done this metro. Like,
Well, right, and the thing is, you're going to run into them at some point.
yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, you know, because if you have anything in common, you're gonna end up with, you know, in the same circle of people, and then you.
That's happened to me.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, well, I can't date anybody because they all know you, and I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I saw one of my ex's like old classmates, and I knew that they knew one another on there. I knew he knew that I had dated Ryan, and all that. Like, and he had liked my photo. I'm like, you're not getting an invitation to talk to me. I'm sorry.
Right.
No.
Fair.
Yeah. No. It's nice of you that you don't care, but no, not crossing in the worlds. Left that behind a while back.
Good plan.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that you have to deal with him actually being in town,
Oh, it's okay.
but sounds like you are stronger and doesn't really seem to faze you anymore.
No.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's really healthy.
You can contact the podcast at brokebrokenpodcast@gmail.com. The Broken Podcast can be found on Twitter at Broke Broken Show, on Instagram and Facebook at Broke Broken Podcast.